It was a chilly October morning when John Kennedy, a successful real estate developer from Chicago, pulled his car over at a red light downtown. As he sipped his coffee, his eyes wandered toward a man sitting on the sidewalk, a unshaven, closed-door, holding a cardboard sign that read, "Just trying to get back on my feet." Something about the man's face struck John's heart like lightning. He squinted, leaned forward, and in that instant, his world froze. The man holding that sign was Michael Turner, his best friend from childhood, the boy who once shared his dreams, laughter, and even his lunchbox. John's hands trembled as memories came flooding back. He and Michael had been inseparable growing up in a small Illinois town. They played baseball together, got in trouble for sneaking cookies before dinner, and promised to make it big one day. But after high school, life took them on separate paths. John went to college, built a business, and climbed the ladder of success. Michael stayed back, helping his ailing mother, and eventually faded from John's world. Without thinking twice, John parked his car, grabbed his jacket, and ran toward the man. "Michael?" he said softly. The homeless man looked up, eyes cloudy with exhaustion, confusion, and then sudden recognition. "John, is that really you?" For a moment, time turned backward. They embraced, and tears filled John's eyes. He could hardly believe his old friend, the one who once dreamed of becoming a teacher, was now living on the streets. Over coffee at a nearby diner, Michael shared his story. After his mother passed away, he lost his job, then his home, and everything spiraled downward. A few bad investments and a failed business venture left him with nothing. "I tried to hold on, John," he said, voice cracking. "But when you hit rock bottom, a broken bar, it's hard to climb back up alone." John listened, guilt weighing heavily on his heart. How could he, a man with more than enough, have lost touch with someone who once meant so much? Before they parted that night, John promised Michael he'd help him get back on his feet. "Meet me tomorrow morning," John said. "We'll figure this out together." The next day, John returned, but Michael wasn't at the spot where they had met. Panic struck him. He searched the nearby shelters, soup kitchens, and parks, but there was no sign of his friend. As evening approached, John drove to the last shelter on his list, his hope fading. But when he walked through the door, he froze, and this time, it wasn't sadness that filled him. It was disbelief. Standing at the front of the room was Michael, clean-shaven, dressed in fresh clothes, speaking to a group of volunteers. He was thanking them for their support and sharing his story to inspire others. When he saw John, he smiled, a smile filled with warmth and strength. "John, you came," he said, walking over. John was speechless. Michael explained that after their talk the previous night, he'd decided to check into a shelter one last time, and there, he found an outreach worker who helped him start the process of getting temporary housing and a job interview. John, overwhelmed, offered to help fund the shelter's program so more people like Michael could get a second chance. The two friends spent the evening walking through the city, just like they used to as kids. John apologized for not being there sooner, but Michael only shook his head. "You showed up when I needed it most," he said. "Sometimes, that's all the miracle a man needs." Months later, Michael started working as a counselor at the same shelter that helped him. He dedicated his life to helping others find hope in the darkest moments. John, inspired by his friend's strength, launched a foundation to support homeless rehabilitation programs across the state, aiming at the Turner Project in honor of Michael. The reunion became a story that spread across social media and local news stations, not because of John's wealth or success, but because of something far deeper: the power of friendship, compassion, and second chances. In an interview months later, John said something that resonated with millions: "We all chase success, but true success is being there when someone else needs you to believe in them." And as for Michael, his message was even simpler. Don't look away. The person you walk past today could be the same one who once made you laugh, who once had dreams just like yours. Everyone deserves a comeback. In the end, their story wasn't just about rediscovering a lost friend, it was about rediscovering humanity itself.